How long do Continental GP5000 last? I got a pair of GP5000 tires with my Merida Reactor when I bought it in 2021. The tires were Clincher 25C version to be used with tubes. I replaced these tires after 2 years and almost 22,000 kilometers. This goes exactly in line with what Bicycle Rolling Resistance team predicted in the endurance test on their website. Another prediction of their test has also come true, but let's go step by step, starting with how I rode to this mileage. Both brake pad and tire life depends hugely on your riding pattern. If you climb and brake a lot, your tires last much less, and vice versa. I would say my riding pattern was of an average amateur cyclist. Mostly I rode flats, but with some hills in Croatia and Turkey, and a couple of weeks at La Vuelta mountain tracks in Sierra Nevada. If not these hills and mountains, I could maybe get to 30,000s. Let's have a look at what was left before the tire replacement. The first thing to catch attention is the fluffy fabric on the sides right next to the beads. With a closer look, it's even worse. It's not just one place, but rather all around the tire. Actually, I noticed this long before I replaced the tires. So, be sure you have several thousands of kilometers left once you notice it for the first time. Of course, it does not last forever. One day my tube instantly exploded, and the reason was a tear right along the fluffy fabric line. Once there is the tear, a tube tries to go through like a little bubble and eventually explodes. Since you don't want this to happen at high speed, replace your tires on time. Have a look at this tear from the inside as well. Partly I waited till this accident out of personal curiosity. However, there was another part. The wear indicator. I expected it would disappear completely, but even after 22,000s, it's still visible. I guess these diagonal structural lines shining through the thread is another good sign to replace the tires, but I could notice them only on the completely deflated tire. There are signs of some old cuts on the thread, and I can confirm they have not caused any issues. Bicycle Rolling Resistance endurance test of GP5000 said, from its looks, it should still easily make it to 12,500 miles or 20,000 kilometers if the casing and the rest of the tire holds up. How true! The life of your GP5000 will likely end with the sidewall, not the thread. The tire rubs ground with the thread, true, but all the stress and tension then goes through the sidewall. Have a look how much more fabric is exposed through eroded rubber on the sidewalls. And be careful with the sidewalls when riding over stones. At best, it will end like this. But at worst, when we reach the last kilometers of ascent to Veleta, a peak of Spanish Sierra Nevada mountain range, the old rough tarmac turns into sections of gravel at times. They looked harmless to me until one of them left me with an exploded tube. The stone cut through the sidewall. Lucky that my spare tube made it back down with this kind of sidewall cut. I immediately bought a pair of new tires then and almost replaced my old ones. However, once again I was curious to see if the cut tire could live like this. I put a patch on the cut from the inside to stop the tube popping out, and the repaired tire survived another 7,000 kilometers. At this point of my story, these Continental tires might look absolutely worthy, and they are, but there is a bitter pill, and it's not the price. One of the new GP5000 tires that I bought in Spain turned out to have a production defect. Such cases are rare, but still happen if you Google it. I found the defect already been in Australia, and despite Continental tires are officially there, and can be found in most bike shops. You cannot claim a warranty on a tire from Spain. I made a dozen of inquiries, including Continental support line, but all the replies were generally, "Sorry, we cannot help, claim the warranty through your shop of purchase." No replies at all. So I'm stuck with a brand new, defective GP5000 till I'm in Spain again. Maybe one day I make a video on this warranty story, but for now, let's conclude. GP5000 is an excellent, long-lasting performance tire with awful warranty management.